Okay, following we'll talk about the stuff you need to prepare when you are going to do a seahorse analyzer experiment. And in the right button is my uh, contact information. If you have any seahorse problem, you can send a mail to me. Here is a part show the route you will go from the beginning. Prepare your essay. I like to purchase the consumable. Pick the kit, the experiment design you want to do. And one day before, or more than one day, in one day before, you need to hydrate your cartridge and prepare your cell. If you are suspension cell, you can prepare your cell in the essay day. In the essay day, you need to change the assay medium. We will explain which is the assay medium. Change the assay medium, you need to wash cell, and you need to prepare the drug for the auto-injection. Then load drug in the cartridge, then assay to the instrument. Here is a software design of the protocol, then run assay. And following is auto measurement of the instrument. We need to do nothing. Then we can do an easy data analysis. Then we can discussion which step we need to improvement then for the next experiment. This system needs consumable to make sure the whole system is stable. So you need to use the certain cell culture plate, and if you do the tissue sample, you need to purchase the eye capture microplate. And the fluorescence sensor, the cartridge is a green package, and here is the calibrant solution for hydrate the fluorescence sensor. Fluorescence sensor is keep stable as dry condition, so we need to hydrate it one day before assay. And each experiment, as each experiment begin, we will do a calibration by a calibrate solution for each well. So you will see we will calibrate each well from A1 to D6, the 24 well for each O2 and the pH sensor to make sure it is stable. So as calibration passed, you can measure in this experiment, in this plate, each 24 well is stable, almost similar or the same. And even the different plate, from A plate to B to C plate, it is a very close situation. So it is very good high stability and high reproducibility by this calibration system. And then you need to check which kit you need. If you are focused on mitochondria, you certainly need to do a mito stress test. If you do the glycolysis, you can think you need glycolysis stress test or glycolytic rate assay. If you need to do a fatty acid oxidation, then you may think about the substrate of palmitate. It is conjugate with BSA, so you can ignore the side effect of free fatty acid because free acid is very toxic as always. Also, you need to notice it. Then let's mention about the assay medium. Why we need assay medium? Because we measure glycolysis by the change of pH. But actually, as usual cell culture, the pH level is very stable because we have sodium bicarbonate or HEPs in the median of the daily use. And with 5% CO2 supply, it keeps a very stable buffer for the pH level. But for a very sensitive measurement, we need to make the pH change very quick. So The Chia-Hao system have temperature control for stable 37 degree, but no CO2 supply, no CO2 supply. And we will change AC medium. The AC medium must have no sodium bicarbonate or HEPs. So in this condition, the medium will be very sensitive to sense the change of the pH. And we will suggest you to reduce serum to under 2% because we will have a mixing step. As medium did mixing, it may have bubble if the serum concentration is too high. So we need to reduce serum concentration. If you check your cell is very good, comfortable with no serum, it is fine to remove it totally. And if you are starting to do the Chia-Hao's experiment, and you should also to start care about the nutrient you treat your cell, like the glucose concentration for low glucose is 5.5 millimolar, high is 25 millimolar. And sodium pyruvate, it depends on you culture your cell, have it or not in the usual. And glutamine. Glutamine is a very quick resource for TCA cycle to supply electron for oxidative phosphorylation pathway. But it is very important is glutamine is a very easy degradable amino acid. So it will decrease just health, just 7 to 10 days. So you need to prepare glutamine freshly in every Chia-Hao's experiment. You need to add 2 millimolar freshly every time. So you will find out there is a compound, a product we call Glutamax. It is on the market. Because it is the reason we have Glutamax, this product is it is because glutamine is so easy to degrade. Glutamax is adenine conjugate to glutamine. So glutamine could degrade very stable, very slowly, so you can have glutamine for long term very stable. But we don't suggest you to take Glutamax to instead glutamine. It is because adenine will turn to glucose with just one step. So we don't suggest you to use Glutamax. So please prepare glutamine to millimolar every time freshly. And remember your pH level to 7.4. It should be much better then. And if you think, oh, it is a bit complicated to prepare SA median, you can just call me. We can discuss the thing you don't understand. And in Android supplier, we also offer two kinds of medium. One is TMU EN, one is RPNI, and it divides with or without phenol ray. And if you want to do a special assay that is able to do a real-time ATP rate assay or glycolytic rate assay, you need to purchase the medium, the certain medium we already know the buffer capacity. So it is very important you need to notice. Then the second step is to prepare your cartridge. A cartridge we need to add 1 ml calibrated solution for each well and put it back to the original package. Original package is a black box. We can prevent the direct sunlight. If you want to make it out the environment very long term, we will just use a very easy the light so as you add the carbon solution each well, please put it in the 77-degree incubator, but no CO2. Remember it, non-CO2, and keep it overnight. Because the cabin buffer is already adjusted to pH 7.4. So if you have any CO2 or over CO2 in the incubator, then your pH level will decrease, so the calibration result will be wrong. Okay, and you can see here is a standard cartridge you will see in SFE34 analyzer. They are composed with different parts. The bottom part is a utility plate, which is almost the same of a cell culture plate, but it will marked with utility plate. It is for calibration buffer, not for cell culture. Then the upper part is a hydro booster. It just writes the cartridge to make sure the fluorescence probe is mixed well with calibration solution and the air. Okay, then here is a green one, the sensor cartridge, and incorporate with the auto drug injection port. And finally is a lid to prevent dust. And then the most important part is to prepare your SS cell. Cell number is a big issue. You have to make sure your cell number is not too less. If your cell number is too less, the signal may be too weak to detect. And if your cell is too many, then the cell metabolism balance will change. You can see here. In the beginning, the O car and the E car is in a very stable ratio, but a cell over the 40,000, the balance change. In here, another cell line, in 30,000, the cell metabolism balance change. It is because the cultural environment space or the pH level, if your cell glycolysis rate is high, then you can imagine the pH medium will decrease very quick. And if cell number is too many, maybe the oxygen supply decrease to hypoxia, and maybe the protein or some metabolite secreted by cell may damage itself. So it is very, very important not seeding too many cells, then you will get the wrong signal. In this cell number, actually cell is under stress. You get a stressed cell metabolism. So make sure your cell number is a confluence around the 90 to 95% cell confluence. It is good enough, and you will still have several space. We can see if the space is spread evenly, then we can make sure the cell seeding number is fine and the cell spread even. And, maybe someone will ask, so we need to do a Chia-Hao analyzer experiment to make sure the cell number? No, you don't need to do it. You just need to use the normal 96 well cell culture plate in your lab, because the bottom area of the Chia-Hao's is very similar with the normal 96 well cell culture plate. So you can test it by the normal 96 well cell culture plate. And then you may like to ask, so how many cells I could start to test? Because the range is very wide. So you can go to the official website. Here is over 7,000 papers, and you can find out the cell line. It already published, If the material and method have described the cell seeding density, then we will mark it. So, but you will find out maybe just one cell line, but in different paper, the cell number may be have very huge difference, too many or too less. And my suggestion is to pick the number with the uh, most most time. Most people use one plus uh, just pick a number most people use. Then try to test uh, to modify it and make sure the best number you will see under a microscope in the assay day. Then it should be work. Just remember it is very important. Please test it before you really need to do a Sehorse analyzer. And we will suggest you to a two-step seeding because if you have a seeding experience of a 96 well cell culture plate, you will find the cell will aggregate around the well very easily. It is because if you seed cell with a standard 200 microliter, the median will higher uh, around the well. So around the well, the cell will get more, then they will easily to aggregate around the well. So we will suggest you to seed the first step with a 100 microliter cell median for a while, maybe 1 to 5 hours until your cells spread even in the bottom and a bit or a certain kind of in the button attached to the button. But you must have to remember to do the second step is to add another 150 microliter medium because if you just leave 100 microliter in the beginning, the evaporation rate it was too high and it will damage cell and the just 100 microliter median is not enough for these cells. And if you in the beginning the first step you add more than 200 microliter, the cell will not spread even. So we suggest you to do the first step 100 microliter with cells, and the second step just add median with 150 microliter. And then you must remember in this step you use the culture cell median as usual. You use not the assay median. The assay median you change just 1 hour before assay. So remember, in this stage, use your culture median you use as usual. And we need to do a whole plate temperature background correction because temperature will affect the oxygen level in the median and in the plastic cell culture plate. So we need to do a whole temperature control of the cell culture plate. We will leave A1, B4, C3, and D6 for blank control. You need to do everything the same with another wells, just don't seeding cells. You add the median, do it the same. You wash, you add another median, you wash again, just do the same thing as another well. Okay, and the assay day of assay, you remember to warm your assay median. The median you use to assay Sehorse analyzer to 77 degrees first. Then you go to under the microscope to check your cell is ready to do the experiment. You need to make sure the cell number is fine, not too many, not too less. The cell spread is even, and the cell morphology is good, normal, and no contamination. Okay, so if cell condition is good, then we can go the following step. If not, then we will suggest you to halt the experiment. It is because if you use the cell with wrong condition, you will get the wrong data. And the consumable have a big expensive. But it is major on the sensor cartridge because you can imagine a fluorescence probe just like an antibody. So it is the part uh, a bit more expensive. So we will suggest you to culture another good sample as soon as possible. The cartridge you can put back to a closet to stay. Just make sure don't make the uh, button dry, then it will damage the fluorescence probe. Then as you prepare another cell culture plate and prepare well, then you do the Sehorse experiment again. Okay, so now you got a good cell culture plate. Then let's change the assay medium. We suggest you to do wash once to twice. If you do the mitochondria function assay, you just wash once, it is good enough. But you care more about the glycolysis assay, we will suggest you to wash twice with medium, with warmed assay medium to do a wash. Don't use any PBS or uh, lower temperature buffer. It is not appropriate. And because the medium, the assay medium is very high sensitive of the pH level, so we will add more barium to 675 in the bottom to give more good buffer capacity of the whole condition. Then the reason we need to use the 675, it is because in the bottom of the cell, the barium is 675, and we will prepare the drug for auto-injection. We need to prepare drug with one assay medium, the same assay medium. And we need to prepare the concentration with 10 times of final concentration and put on the cartridge, the injection drug port. And as the drug was input by the air pump to the bottom, you will see the drug will dilute to the original concentration. So in this composition, you will fix the concentration and you will increase the volume to make sure the concentration is 10 times. You also can fix the volume of the drug, but increase the concentration gradually. It is depend on you. It is both work. So it just depend on which you like. We just offer two examples for you. Remember, prepare your drug correctly because you may have the stock concentration. You will have 10 times concentration in the injection port. And after injection, you will get the final concentration uh, in the cell. So just remember, prepare your drug correctly. And you can try to uh, calculate before your experiment essay. Then you may make it more correct. If you make it wrong, the wrong concentration or the wrong position you put, maybe you could not get the real data you need. And following, I will show you how to use the software to control the Sehorse analyzer, and we will show it later. Then finally, in the afternoon, you will know how to put the cartridge onto the instrument. We will show you in the afternoon on the instrument side. Okay, then let's see the software. The software here, you will see it is an offline software, and you can download from the engineering website freely. You just need to leave some personal information, then you are allowed to download the offline software. And it is almost the same of the software connect the instrument, just no information of the temperature and the condition or something like that. And you can see in the beginning, choose your template. There are a lot of templates with Sehorse mark. It is the original setting of the engine. And like this, you may like to do a cell metal stress test, or you like to do acute injection. It means you do acute injection before the cell metal stress test. Let me show you. If you want pick this one, here is open file. As you open the file, here have some essay navigation for 4 steps. In the first step of the group definition, it is just like a electro experiment notebook to remember the detail you want to write down. And you can see in here, because it is a cell metal stress test assay, you will find in the A drug injection pole, the oligomycin is 1 micromolar, and the B, because different cells have different FCP concentration, so here is empty. Then C, rotenol and antimycin A with suggested 0.5 micromolar. And of course, you can have another injection strategy. In different conditions, you can mark which condition it belongs. It may belong to the original setting of the metal stress test or the strategy one. It depends on you. It also available for the pretreatment description, for the assay medium description, and the cell type, cell number, the passage, so you can write it down. So it is totally depend on you. You also can ignore here just to the next step for the pet map. So in pet map, you can add group, then mark which well is group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. Then as the data show up real time, it will do an automatic damage and calculate the SD for you. And here is the most important part is protocol. It shows every step the instrument work. So in the beginning, we need to do a calibrate. So it is the step we could not ignore. Then following, we will change the calibration solution with a cell culture plate. And we suggest you to do this equilibrate strongly, because it is very important to make sure cell is balanced enough to measure, to do the measure. So here is 12 minutes. 12 minutes. It is composed with 2 minutes mixing and 2 minutes wait. Repeat 3 times, so it is 12 minutes. Then following, we will start a formal experiment. It is composed with mixing, wait, and measure. It is individually 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and 3 minutes. So it is totally 8 minutes per cycle. So if you increase a cycle, it will increase 8 minutes, just like this. And actually, in the default setting, in each step is 3 cycles is enough, totally enough, because your sample is stable, then 3 cycles is enough. If you want to increase cycle, it is totally fine. It is depend on you. It is totally fine to increase cycle. But we just use default setting usually. Then as you check everything is ready, you can click Run Essay. In the instrument side, there is a Start. As you click the Start, please choose the data save location. Then click Save and name it. Name the probe. I just close it. Let me show you. As you check the save location, finally, the instrument will tray out, will make the tray out. Then you put the sensor cartridge onto the tray, and click the button again. It will get in and make around 20 minutes to do the calibration. So let's back to the software, and you can see if we choose another template like acute injection of cell metal stress test, it is almost the same, just in protocol you will see here is a full drug injection, and oligomycin like will move to the second drug, then like FCP become the third drug, and the final drug will be rotenone and antimycin. The drug you interested want to do an acute injection, it have to be the first one. And if your pretreatment have to be 2 hours, you can increase by yourself by increased cell cycle, by increased cycles, like here. Also, it is a design you want. Okay. Then following, I will show how the data looks like. Growth. Okay. How? Okay, in the beginning we open the data. You will see we are in a quick view. Quick view just like a cover of this data. It will just show you which data it is. So you don't do any analysis here. If you want to do a further analysis, you need to add overview, add OCA versus Zika, and even add data. Okay, so let's do a following step. We will suggest you to the overview, and we need to check the data is correct to analysis. You can see you can change from group to well. In well, you can see each well the data, and as you move to a certain line, it will become syncer and become sync, and here will show you which one it is. It is connected, also it is easy to let you know the signal of each well. And now we just want to measure one thing is now is OCA, and it means rate. As we change the rate to level, we will get the oxygen level. Before it is OCA, the unit is millipicomole per minute, but actually it is calculated from the oxygen level change. From the oxygen level change, you can see actually it is measure, mixed weight, measure, mixed weight, measure, just like it. So we need to make sure just one thing is, as every time the instrument did mix and measure, the oxygen level get a similar statement. So it is acceptable. It is very stable. So we can see, we can see it each well. So maybe it is not so stable, but actually it is still fine. It depends on the data you want to check. So actually in this data, each well have a good stable statement every time after mixing. So it is very good, acceptable. Then finally, we can get to ECA, and we will see pH. In pH, it is a big problem is if you assay with phenolic medium, you will get the number lower than the actual number around the 0.3. It is because we calibrate the pH 7.4 with a calibrate solution, but a calibrate solution have no phenol rate. But as your media have phenol rate, your absolute value of pH will lower uh, around 0.3 of the actual number. But it is also depend on the density of your phenol rate. So if your pH level is lower than 6.7, I will suggest you to notice it, and you will need to make sure before or after the experiment with a pH meter or to make sure your pH level is correct. If you measure, if you find the pH level in the instrument is very low but the pH meter is correct, and I will suggest you will also need to check the correction of your pH meter. Okay, if your OCA and the ECA with right correction, right calculation, because the environment is correct, then we can back to the analysis. And following, we will suggest you to check the consistency of your repeats. You can see in the beginning, the consistency is acceptable, and the signal is stable, it is flat, so it is good. And also the red one and the pink one, it is good. If your cell have a very high, very low, and in the middle, your error bar will too big to see a difference of different well. So you need to make sure. If your cell spread not even, you will face this situation. Okay, so let me show you some very easy data analysis. Let's see it first. We click the wild type and the vector control, and we do the average, and you will find, oh, the pink one have a higher OCA. It means it have a higher mitochondrial efficiency. Yes, it is correct. But we will show you a function. It's called baseline. We will pick the force measurement, and in this time point, it is 256 and 143, and it means I will divide each time point with this value, and it will change like this way. You will find in this point it will be 100% because I use this time point to divide another time point, and you will see it is totally overlaid, totally overlaid. And it means because you can see the name is wild type in the vector control. Actually, it is the real control group. It is not the group we will add on the cell culture plate. We just want to show you, if you just do a vector, you just injure the vector, it will infect your cell metabolism. Here is a wild type. If you insert a vector control, it will activate your metabolism of mitochondria, but actually if you just want to see the percentage where we will ignore the effect of the cell number and the mitochondrial number, and you will find actually each mitochondrial unit function is totally the same because it have the same change as drug treatment. Then um, so let's ignore this one. Then we pick another group. You can see. Oh, so in the beginning, we will say 3RG group have a higher mitochondria. If you don't do any drug injection, you will get a conclusion. Oh, 3RG have a beta mitochondria or higher efficiency. But how about the actually happen? You can see with oligomycin, we can see the 3RG have a higher ATP production, but as we treat the FCP, it is lower. So actually, as we treat FCP, we find 3RG is a mitochondria with lower function, uh, have less endurance to face challenge. And if we do a baseline, you will find as we compare this time point. The vector control will have another 83% to face challenge. It is the SRC, and it just have around 14% to face another challenge. Also, it is very obviously, if we overexpression the 3RG, the mitochondrial function will decrease. But why it is higher in the beginning? Because they use more mitochondria to work to compensate the uh, mitochondrial function disability. So you will find they are over overwork, overuse the ability of the mitochondria. And actually, in each kit experiment, you will both get the data of OCA and the ECA. So you will also find here is the ECA. Here we'll have feedback of the glycolysis, but the L bar have a little big, so we can pick out the well that is not stable, and you can find the data will much acceptable. You can see here is a feedback of the glycolysis. If you have nerve well repeat, you can pick out the well not stable or not as good as you think, and you will get a very fine data. And let's back to the OCA because it is a mental stress test. So like this data, the thing you can do is you use the right click, copy image, and you can link your data to PowerPoint. So you can get the data, you can get a report of this week lab seminar. Easy to tell your professor, oh, what result we get. It is the way you can easy to get the data. Another data we usually use is OCA versus ECA, and we will usually pick the time point is the full measurement, just before drug injection. Just before drug injection, we will see the whole metabolism. And I will also suggest you to pick out the well that is a bit difference, like this way, then group. Then you also can copy your data uh, to your PowerPoint. So you will get OCA versus ECA, the whole cell metabolism data. So you will see, compare the wild type and the vector control, it will increase very obviously, both on OCA and the ECA. And if the overexpression of S3RG actually it have no big difference unless you do the mitostress test. You will find out the 3RG mitochondrial function is decreased. Okay. And The last part is we can do a very good analysis to do the export. In export, you can export Excel file. You will get each well data and each time point. And in this data, you can get group data, the red data of each well, or the label data of the O2 and the pH. And the raw is the uh, O2 light emission, or it is a very basic information. Just the engineer need to check if the instrument have any situation, any problem. And you can find the calibration. Every time you finish the calibration, you will find out all the calibration is on good and on past. If you find any calibration issue, it will show you, here is a mark, or here is a problem. Then you could contact us, and we will try to communicate with you to find out which issue may happen. Then here is the event log. Here is a description of your consumable because we have a barcode system to assist to the calibration, and each step the instrument did. Okay, then let's back to the overview. Here is a export. The best part is we have a report generator. You click report generator, uh, then you can, I already saved here, then let me save to the desktop. And we will get Excel file. This Excel file has macro, so as we open it, you need to enable it, enable content. As we enable the content, then they will show the group you export, and you can move up or down to arrange it, then do the update summary. You can see here is the default setting, but not our data. As we do the update summary, you can see here will change to the data we export. Change the data we export. We can show here. It is 100%. And we can see it will do the calculation for us. Do all the calculation like the basal respiration, SRC, proton leak, ATP production, like this way. And how they calculate? Let's see sample calculation here. They will let you know how we count it, how we calculate. You can confirm it. I have already did, and it is no problem, totally the same. And here is more because here is just a summary, so you have just these four parameter, but actually you have more here. More even have a percentage of coupling efficiency. Coupling efficiency is the same of the ATP production, but it is percentage and SRC. Remember to check the range because actually the original setting will keep a range to the most RBBS difference, so maybe the range is very close. And in measure sheet, you will get all the detail of each parameter, the average and the SD. So actually you can totally redraw it by the software you familiar because you may not like to copy the color uh, prop this color picture to publish. So you usually will redraw it. So in this, so in here you have on the number, then you totally can redraw it. So here is the function we like to show about the basic operation of the software and the analysis. And actually, I believe you will have more question as you have your own data of your own cells. So we can keep contact. You just send me the raw data to me, and we can use the Skype uh, to connect, and I will share my desktop, and we can communicate which problem you have, and which I think it is which situation, and we can see if you satisfy the answer. So it is it is the training course I would like to share you. So this training course is totally complete, and I wish you can understand how the Seahorse analyzer work. And actually, it is a very useful tool, and wish it will be helpful for you in the future. Thank you very much. Bye bye.